In the book of Ephesians, the Word of God describes the love of the Father for us, and it says, "For God, so rich is He in His mercy and grace and love towards us, that while we were still dead in our transgressions and sins, He raised us up together with Jesus Christ." And the Word of God says, He gave us the very life with which He raised or quickened Jesus up. He poured the Spirit of His very life into us, this resurrection life. He poured it into us. And then it says that He raised us up, and it seated us together with Jesus Christ in heavenly places. And in Colossians chapter 2, the Word of God says that while we were dead in our trespasses and sins, God nailed those trespasses and sins wiped out those trespasses and sins by nailing them to the cross. And it says, and therefore He made a public display of the powers and principalities and rulers and dominions, triumphing over them through the cross. He spoiled, or He stripped and disarmed all powers, principalities, rulers, and dominions. Now remember, I said in an earlier clip that Jesus came to destroy the works of the devil. And in Hebrews chapter 2, it also describes and says Jesus came to destroy him who had the power of death, that is the devil. And so we see that what took place here was that Jesus when He destroyed the false identity, He destroyed everything that Satan had set up. He made Satan useless because He nullified him, Hebrews chapter 2. He made Satan's works useless. He, as in 1 John chapter 3 verse 8, where it says He was made manifest to destroy the works of Satan. So that He made Satan and his works useless. And so therefore He disarmed Satan and all powers and principalities, all those things that were set up by Satan to establish a kingdom on this earth that he had no right to do. Jesus came and completely obliterated and nullified him and his works. When He went to hell, it says He even took back the keys of death and hell from Satan. It didn't mean that Satan had the power to put men into hell, or power to kill people, but what it meant was that by Him having the keys of death and hell, what it meant was that the whole setup of what Satan had set up, this false identity, brought death. And so Jesus took the keys, the power power that Satan had through setting up this false identity and all the systems and all the fruit of it. Jesus took the power of that away, and the dominion that Satan had gained through deception from Adam and Eve, Jesus took that away as well, because He fulfilled the Word of God that said that if you eat from this tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will surely die. He fulfilled that on our behalf. And so therefore it was finished. It was over. It was done with. That's why Jesus said it is finished when He died on that cross, because it was finished, over and done with for us. So He nullified all the works of darkness and all the curse that came through God's judgment in the Garden of Eden, so that there was weeds and decay. Jesus nullified all of the curse. And so that the poverty that began to take root in the earth and so on has been wiped out also. Everything that has had to do with the invasion of the false identity and all the fruit of it was wiped out. Jesus fulfilled the Word of God that said that carnal nature has to die. He fulfilled it. And so therefore it wiped out all the judgment. It wiped out all the death. That's why the Word of God says, death, where is your sting? That's why there's a group of people rising up in these days that are not going to see death, because they've come to the revelation and they're going to just be caught up together with Jesus and live forever. And that's you and me. But right now, we have been brought in through this amazing love of God to this place where we have this resurrection life. We've already been translated into resurrection life. We have become new creations, and we have been translated into resurrection life. We have that same Spirit of God, that resurrection spirit, that resurrection life with which God gave Jesus life out of death in us. And the same openness to live in that reality is ours. And so we are able now to live, as he also says in Ephesians, that God raised us up and seated us together with Jesus in heavenly places. That we have now, heaven has been so open to us, and we now, as a new creation, we have the ability to live in the heavenly realms. We have the ability for heaven to open up to us and for us to live, because we are actually seated in heavenly places. Not one day when we die, but right here on earth. And seated in heavenly places just doesn't only mean having a position of authority. It doesn't only mean that we have authority. It's not just an authority situation. It actually means being there. You see, because when we were resurrected with new life, First Peter also puts it this way. He says, you have been born again of an incorruptible seed. You have been born from above. So we've actually been born from the heavenly realm of an incorruptible seed. So there's incorruptible seed in us. Our new creation is incorruptible in its nature. It's incorruptible. It's God. He's incorruptible. He dwells in us by his Spirit. The very Spirit of the living God dwells in incorruptible in nature. It's perfect. This new identity, this true identity, it's perfect. This true identity is totally open to understanding and grasping the things that have to do with heaven, because that is now the citizenship that we have as a new creation. We are no longer slave, nor free, nor Jew, nor Greek, nor male, nor female, because Jesus came and broke down every wall of division, and the new creation has no division in it. It has no separation even of age or gender or slave or free or male or female or culture. But we are a holy nation. We're a new nation. We live in a new kingdom. We have a new home. We are of an incorruptible seed. We are priests and royalty to God. We are his sons and daughters. We are of his seed. We have been born from above. We now come, as it were, into the earth to bring that new realm of heaven, to bring our citizenship, to bring our place of citizenship, you could say, or our country to earth. We're coming to bring heaven to earth.